Hi again, folks. Okay, in this video, the top 7 forecasts of our players next year, what I believe they'll get in goals, and some what they'll get in points, coming up. Yeah, you're gonna like this one. This will be a little fun for us. I figure we'll take a look at the kids, see what I think they're capable of. Maybe you'll agree, maybe you'll think I'm nuts. It'll probably be a split decision there. And so yeah, my 5 projected player forecasts I put, but I came up with 7. I have to put 7 on this list. I just do. I probably could have put more, but I wanted to put 7 because these are legitimate hockey players that I think can make a difference next year. Really, I think can make a difference. So let's just start at number 7 and work our way up. I'm going to start with Casey Mittelstadt. I think Mittelstadt, what I'm projecting for him next year is a 20 to 25 goal season. I'm not going to put points for the forwards, just a defenseman. And I'm going to go with Mittelstadt to score 20 to 25. I think that's a realistic number if he stays healthy, of course, and things kind of go his way, the way it did in the second half of the season before, where he finished pretty decent, you know? He was a force that year. He looked bigger and stronger. He just did. Last year, he just wasn't his year. Nothing went right for him. That's why it was fitting. He got the last goal of the year, I thought. I'll leave it at that. So Mittelstadt, I got 20 to 25 goals. Next is Dahlin Cozens. Okay, Dahlin Cozens, I have 25 goals and up. I'm expecting a big year from Dahlin Cozens. I think Dahlin Cozens is more than capable of doing this. I do. I think last year was just not a good year for him either. It wasn't a great year, but there were in some areas. There was some stats, which I don't want to point out and drag out this video, but there were some stats with Dahlin Cozens where he was top in the team in. And Cozens, I like his two-way game. I think he's going to get better, stronger. I think his leadership skills are going to kick in more and more as he gets older. We've got a real stud here, guys. We can't lose him. We can't trade him. That would be a dumb move if we traded a guy like Dahlin Cozens, because in the future, people that want to complain just haven't seen a team develop. You know, you got to give it time, and it's the most frustrating thing as a fan, yes, but you have to give it time. You do. You know, Dahlin Cozens right now, still a kid, but I think he's going to have a breakout season. I think he's going to be our surprise next year. So Dahlin Cozens, I guess that's number 6. Yeah, 7, 6. So we're going to go now number 5. And I could have put these in any order, but I'm going to save number 1 on purpose at the end. Number 5 is Jack Quinn. And Jack Quinn, I got scoring 20 and over next year. I think he will have a good rookie season. I think he'll get 20 goals. And I know I haven't done any videos on the Amherst. There's no point, guys. We lost 3 straight. There's nothing to talk about. They're out. They lost in triple overtime and a heartbreak in the last game. And Quinn, my concern, guys, is in that playoffs, in 10 games, all he got was 2 assists. So that's a concern. That's a concern, yes. That's the only red flag I have of Jack Quinn's entire season is how that playoff went for him, not getting any goals. That very concerning, but it's experience. It's better it happens on the Amherst than on the Sabres, no matter what. So Quinn is, I got him pegged to surprise and get over 20 goals. A lot of people might think that's a stretch. I don't. I really don't. So Quinn comes in number 5 at 20 goals. I think so. Number 4, Victor Olofsson. Victor Olofsson, I got scoring 30 and over next year. And for those trolls, I got upset and were crying and their feelings were hurt because I was being hard on Olofsson. Sorry, you're not here to reap the benefits now because I had to ban these people. Yeah, like Olofsson, I could see getting 30 goals, but his contract is a huge thing. That's a huge thing. We have to look at it. I'm hoping it's a bridge. I don't want to give this guy a long-term deal, not at his age. No. Because if I don't think at his age is going to become much more physical, which is not, his physical game is pretty much non-existent as it is. And Olofsson is pretty one-dimensional. he's got a great shot. That's about it. He doesn't really hustle in the corners like I'd like to see. He doesn't play any kind of physical game, which I'd like to see more of. But he did, I will say, he did get a bit of a mean streak going while he was on that streak. I think he got fed up of being pushed around. I think so. I think this is what happened. Now, Olofsson, if he stays healthy, 30 goals, I think is realistic. I do. I think he'll get half of them on the power play. I'll go right on the record saying that, though. 15 will be on the power play. But he's scoring more 5-on-5 now. Finally, for the first time in his career, was this past season, was the first time he scored 5-on-5. If you go look at his career. Before that, it was always power play. But he's scoring 5-on-5 now, which is really, really good news for us. It's really good news. And he scored some big ones, too. So I don't know where I stand with Olofsson when it comes to the long-term contract thing, though, because was it a stint? Or is this the sign of a long-term thing coming? We don't know. You could say long-term, you could say stint. We just don't know. We don't know. The management has to feel that one out. So I got Olofsson coming in at number 4, 30 goals. And it's not going by any order of goals, but it just seems like it is right now. Okay, next I got, I'll just go with the order of the goals. Okay, Jeff Skinner. I got Skinner scoring 25 between 35. And yes, that's a radius, but Skinner has shown throughout his career, guys, that he's unpredictable. We've seen it. Like after he got that 40-goal season, did you really ever think he'd follow it up with that, 14 goals? But he was like non-existent that season. And then it got even worse the next year. And then had the big comeback season this year. So I think Skinner is due for a back-to-back 30. That's what's due to happen. So I'm going to go with that thinking. I think 25, though, is realistic. And 35 is realistic. So he's anywhere in that radius. I like Skinner's hustle, though, guys. I do. I think Skinner's one of those guys, even when he doesn't score in certain games, he really does his job. He's out there doing it. He's out there hustling, going in the corners, playing physical, chirping the other team, chirping the refs. You know, he's our little pest, but he's also a hell of a goal scorer when he's on a roll, too. So he's kind of like Olofsson. He's kind of streaky. There's just way more intangibles to Skinner's game than Olofsson's. Olofsson is pretty much one-dimensional, where Skinner has the shot, but he has the aggression. He's not scared to go in corners. He's not scared to park himself in front of the net. He's not scared to do any of that stuff. So Skinner, I think, also, if I'm thinking 25 to 35, he's most likely going to get about 30 if he stays healthy and has a good year. And next is Tage. And here's the one you're going to like, guys. I got Tage scoring anywhere from 35 to 50, okay? And yes, I'm going to put 50 because I think he could get 50 next year. I honestly do. But I think we should extend Tage this summer before this season. This would be a guy, okay? I would extend long term because Tage has the best shot on the team. He has a better shot than Olofsson. He for sure has the better shot, I think. This guy is a deadly shot. He's really accurate. He's a big body, commands the ice, especially in the neutral zone. When he's coming up with it, he just takes up so much space. And if you notice, the league started showing this guy a lot of respect in the second half of the season because they were kind of watching him. And that's usually what happens with guys that are starting to become real superstars. I think Tage is more than capable of getting 50 this year. We'd be smart to sign him to the extension this summer. Now and I'm not one to say that often, guys, but with Tage Thompson, there's too much potential. There really is. There's too much potential for greatness in the next 5 or 6 years. They should lock him in now. Even if it's a 5-year deal, I'd be very good with that. Lock him in for 5-6 years and get him at a good price. Hopefully now would be the time, because if he gets 50, my goodness, and then it gets out of control after that. So let's hope we lock him in on an extension this summer, because he's eligible this summer to sign the extension. Let's get him locked in. And that was, I had it number 2, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, there's 7. And the last one, guys, I got Rasmus Dahlin. I got Dahlin, not goals, but I got points. I got Dahlin getting 70 points next year. because Dahlin is going to become that guy that we drafted, and he's going to be the anchor, I believe. The anchor of all the other guys I just mentioned will be Rasmus Dahlin, especially quarterbacking the power play. That for me is where a lot of these guys, a lot of those goals are going to happen on the power play. If we're one of the top power play teams in the league this year, which I think we're going to be, if we're one of the top power play teams in the league this year, it's going to be mostly on the back of Rasmus Dahlin and his creativity, coming in the neutral zone, coming over the blue line, circling back, all the things that he does. So if we can get Dahlin going, okay, like that, all those guys are going to benefit. All those guys are going to score more goals. All. This is why I think Dahlin is such a vital piece going forward, because Dahlin has the potential to do and create this around him too. He has a chance to not just make himself greater, make others, you know? He's that kind of player. That's it. I'm out of here. I got one more I think I can make. I want to go see the game, guys. So look, I'm going to get a few more at you. I might be late. If not, I'll get 3 or 4 of them. We'll see. See you in the next one.